Why I no longer believe in working hard. Hi, I'm Rochelle Carrington with the Quest Source. In business, you either win the game or you lose the game. There is nothing in between. Now, some of you might argue that point, but when I was brought up, you either got a trophy because you won or you went home with nothing because you lost. You didn't get something just for showing up. And the same thing applies in business. Now, we've got a number of different ways that you can look at how you win the game of business, but to make it very simple, you've got to have revenue generation and you've got to have cash flow. And those are generally the two main ways that people determine if they're winning the game. Now, if you think about revenue generation, it's pretty simple to do. As long as you've got a good product or service and you understand the art and science of selling, then you will be able to generate revenue. Then on the other side of that, you've got to make sure that you manage your expenses and really focus on cash flow. As a mentor said to me many, many years ago, he said, Rochelle, the top line revenue doesn't matter. What matters is the cash flow that comes out of all of that. So those are generally the two ways that we would determine if somebody is winning the game of business or losing. But I think there's something missing. And the reason I stumbled across that was because I've been in business for a long time. I spent 15 years in the corporate world. I've spent 15 years owning my own business. And what I was taught when I was a kid is that you had to work hard, that business success and success in life was really about grit and perseverance and going out there and grinding it out and working as hard as possible. And so I followed those instructions. I was first in the office. I was last out of the office. I would work way into the wee hours of the night, and I would wake up at 5 a.m. to get started as early as I could. But in the process of doing that, and in the pursuit of attempting to win this business game, what I didn't take into consideration was what I was losing along the way. And after 15 years of grinding it out and grit and perseverance, what I discovered I was losing was freedom, was time to take vacation, time to spend with my kids, time to just kind of sit and chill and do whatever I wanted to. And so that concept of working hard to me became a big loss. And so the main thing that people are missing out on when they think about winning the game of business is how much time are you spending working? That has to be part of the equation. And if you're truly going to win, then you've got to make sure that you are working less, but still getting the revenue and the cash flow results. Now that makes winning the game of business a little bit more challenging because that means you've got to start to focus on productivity. And I know productivity is not a sexy topic. I talk about it all the time and, people's eyes glaze over. But that is the key. You can work yourself to death and create the revenue and cash flow, or work yourself, have the time to spend doing other things because you're productive with your time. So I've created lots of videos and lots of blogs. I'll put a link to where you can find some of those underneath all of this. And they've given a lot of ideas on how to be productive, but very briefly, think about these 4 things when you're thinking about the amount of time you spend working. Number 1, you got to focus on your 20% only, get rid of the 80%, take it off your task list, and feel no guilt about it. Number 2, you've got to time block everything you do. Otherwise, your brain is going to want to do something else and it's going to take you over to something that is far less effective. Most importantly, time blocking your email. Not a subject that most people want to talk about, but it is crucial to do. Thirdly, you've got to make sure that you're setting aside jam sessions, 90 minutes, so you can get your projects done. So those are 3 very quick tips. Again, if you want more information on those things, just look at the links below and that will take you to other videos or other blogs where I go into more detail about that. But here's the thing to remember. Winning a business is not about working hard. I want to work easy. I want to work less. And if I can figure out how to do that while still reaching revenue and cash flow goals, That is truly how you win at the game of business. So think about those things as you're looking at your win-loss ratio and start to become more productive and win overall. In the meantime, laugh a lot and learn a lot.